The Letter of Confession, Part 3. Sarah stared at the photograph for a long time. The man behind the glass barely looked like the person who had walked into her life with such confidence. His eyes were hollow now, drained of whatever certainty he once carried. Prison had stripped him down to something smaller, something real. She wanted to hate him. She told herself she should. But the anger never arrived. Only a heavy, uncomfortable silence settled in her chest. In a narrow prison cell, Daniel sat alone at a metal desk, a pen shaking slightly in his hand. For most of his life, he had survived by becoming whatever the world demanded, quiet when necessary, convincing when it mattered, invisible when it was safer that way. He had worn faces the way others wore coats. This letter wasn't written for forgiveness. It was written because the truth had grown too heavy to carry alone. Before the lies, before the borrowed name, there was a boy. A boy sitting on the edge of unfamiliar beds in unfamiliar rooms, learning quickly not to get comfortable. Foster homes changed. Faces blurred. Promises were made easily and broken without explanation. He learned that attachment was dangerous, that belonging was temporary, that no one stayed. At 18, the system let him go. No family, no direction, just a small box of papers and the expectation that he would somehow survive. The world didn't welcome him. It didn't guide him. It simply stepped aside and watched. Years later, desperation met opportunity. Old adoption papers, closed records, names that weren't his, lives that looked warmer than the one he had been given. He told himself it wasn't theft, it was survival. That taking another man's identity was a kind of correction. A second chance the world had denied him. That was the lie he lived inside. Sarah read the letter slowly, carefully. Every sentence peeled back another layer. Not a villain, not a brother. Just someone who had been empty for too long, trying to fill the silence with someone else's life. Her eyes burned, but no tears fell. Understanding arrived quietly, and it didn't bring comfort with it. She lowered the letter and stood still. Some truths don't heal you. They simply stop the bleeding. She realized compassion didn't require reconciliation, and pity didn't erase betrayal. She could acknowledge his pain without allowing it to follow her forward. Back in his cell, Daniel sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. The name he had worn was gone. The family he pretended to belong to had vanished. For the first time in his life, there was no role left to play. Only himself. And the quiet reckoning of what that meant.